What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well today. So I thought it would be a nice idea to see if I could find the oldest track possible in MX Bikes to ride it for a video. However, doing some research, it turns out that tracks that were released around beta 1 and 2 time of the game just don't work anymore. I think beta 3 or something like that broke them, so they just don't work in game. So I kind of scrolled a bit more and looked for kind of like beta 3 tracks, and a whole bunch of tracks were uploaded to a website called MXB Central, which it just doesn't exist anymore. So kind of failed on that front and that mission. However, in doing my research and my digging, I come across something a bit interesting. So this is Southwick 2016. And this was made by Rubes, one of the OGs in the community, and it was released in around 2016 time as well, towards the end of 2016. So I thought it'd be really fun to give this track a try, since I couldn't get any of the others to work. As a bunch of you all know, I'm a pretty huge fan of sand tracks when it comes to this game. I think that Lirop is probably one of my favourite tracks of all time. I mean, I really enjoy Lommel as well, I enjoy Oz, and yeah, all those tracks. I love tracks that are pretty rough. Oh my god, hang on, let's keep her on the track right here. Should have kept an eye on the track map as I was jumping off of that. Yeah, I love tracks where you can always find like little fast, smooth lines kind of jumping from bump to bump. I mean, wheel tapping's got to be the, or tire tapping, sorry, it's got to be the most satisfying thing about this game when you get it just right, and sand track's the perfect place for that. And knowing Rubes and playing some of Rubes' other tracks, I know that he would not release a track, as God's sake, I'm not doing this much justice, am I? He doesn't release tracks unless he's 100% happy with them, so I'm very confident in the build quality of the tracks. I'm quite interested, and I feel like tracks nowadays, obviously we hold such high expectations of all tracks that come out, and then we don't really think about what tracks were like kind of 5-6 years ago. So I'm interested to see how this holds up compared to today's tracks, and just in first thoughts, having a ride around it, it seems very well done, which is obviously to be expected. And just looks like good fun. You know, it has the sand feel. It's not like absurdly rough like Oz is, for example, but you do have those constant rollers going around the track that if you're smart enough and you carry enough speed, you can essentially just double your way around the entire track, which is all part of the sand feel, which is what I love. I don't believe the layout of Southwick has changed much over the years, has it? I'm sure someone can advise me on that, but I'm pretty sure if I kind of rack my brain from the last AMA round that was here, the layout is literally identical to this. So I mean, that's pretty cool. It means you haven't got to have an updated track every year, and I bet there's probably not many people that knew this track even existed in the first place. I mean, I certainly didn't. I've never seen any servers with Southwick on it. And I feel like we are kind of lacking a little bit on the AMA side of tracks at the moment. There's been a bit of a hiatus in tracks being released, but I mean, I can't complain. I can't make a track myself, so I take what I get given at this point. But it's nice being able to kind of go back in the time machine and find tracks like this. And it is a shame that some tracks have been lost to time. Like those old beta 1, beta 2 tracks, and the tracks are uploaded to the MX Bikes Central website. I mean, it is a shame. I'm sure people probably have them laying around in their folders still from years and years ago. Maybe one day someone will get to re-uploading them for people to enjoy. Obviously, them old beta tracks are kind of lost forever at this point, unless they can be converted. I have absolutely no idea what goes into all that sort of thing, so best to leave that for the actual smart guys and the guys that know what they're doing. Actually, I've released a video just the other day on MX Simulator. God, that has collisions. That probably wouldn't have collisions nowadays, so everyone moans about hitting random off-track objects. Yeah, I uploaded an MX Sim video the other day of riding an old track that I made. Actually, a very similar time frame, really. It was I released that track just a year before this track came out, and I mean, if you compare the two, this is leagues above what I made on Sim. And I was just using the Sim and game editor. I'm pretty sure Rube probably used a plethora of programs to make this. I know people even using Blender nowadays to make tracks. People use Photoshop. They use all sorts of weird and wonderful programs just to get the right effect. And sometimes I wish I had the time to kind of sit down and learn all these things and try and work on something of my own. It's one of the things I simply do not have the time nor the patience, to be honest, for nowadays. Anytime it comes to me trying to learn something new, I'm like, if I can't do it within 10 minutes, I just get really frustrated. I'm like, I'm not in school anymore. I don't want to learn anymore. I'm putting it down. I'm not touching it again. Which probably is, it's not the right attitude to have. If you want to get good at something, you've got to keep at it. Although I'm not sure the same can be said for my thumbnails. I'm pretty sure they've been getting worse and worse as time goes on. But yeah, no, we move. This is overall, this is one of these tracks I can quite easily see myself just hopping on the game and just having a fun little rip around. It's nothing too challenging. I imagine that when if you was to get a full lobby, for example, actually get like a 20-man race, I think the track would get a lot rougher and a lot more interesting. You can see just my one line here, it is eroding the trackway pretty well. I know that's all customizable behind the scenes. There's kind of like thickness, layers of dirt and materials and all kinds of different variables that you can change to affect how the track erodes. Again, way beyond me, but I know that's something else that Rubes would have spent a good amount of time taking into account, and especially considering it's a sand track, adjusting it accordingly. On the traction side of things, it does actually feel sandy. Like, it feels like my bike's being bogged down more than usual. I'm on a 450, and by no means am I absolutely over-jumping everything, which is quite nice to see. I think traction's a weird one on this game. I'm not sure what goes into kind of manipulating the traction and making the different traction types feel completely different. I had a very brief go in Sim, where you can kind of go in and change the values and make tracks kind of resist more or slipperier and things like that. And there does seem to be a lot more difference between traction types in Sim than there is in bikes. I feel like a lot of bikes tracks tend to have the same traction, either that or it's just me being narrow-minded and not actually noticing all the differences. But this is probably one of the first tracks where I have noticed that my bike feels like it's being bogged down. Whether that's placebo or not, I have no idea. But either way, I'll take it. It really adds to the overall feel of riding sand, which is something that I kind of wish more tracks were like. I mean, to each of their own. I mean, I'm sure Forest is a really fun track. I mean, I've probably put some of the most amount of laps into Forest in the entire community, but yeah, flat tracks after a while they do get a little bit boring. By no means am I hating on the actual track makers themselves, because it's always to each of their own, and again, it's another more tracks for us to ride. But I mean, tracks like Florida Track and Trails, for example, whilst it's a good track in its own right, I find that it can get boring quite quickly because there's no real challenge behind it, just where it is so smooth. But yeah, this stuff is kind of my bread and butter on this game. I really enjoy it, and I can't see myself not enjoying it anytime soon. As I say earlier, this is a track I'd probably load up when I get a spare like 10 minutes just for a bit of fun, and I do find myself every now and then loading up tracks like Lommel or Leerop and just going for a ride, and I think them being slightly challenging adds to that. I like being challenged in these games. I don't like it being super easy. One thing that I suppose is almost comparable is there's the aerial motocross championship going on at the moment, and I've done the last couple of rounds, and the erode on the tracks has just been absolutely insane, like to the point where the track is so beaten up, everyone's tiptoeing around for the last 20 minutes of the second moto. It's like destroyed, where your bike's just wobbling all over the place, and so many people really hate that, but I love it. Like, I love having to be really precise in choosing your line so you don't tuck the front end everywhere, and being really gentle on the throttle, and just it being hard in general. And that right is actually getting really good. Let me go take a close up of that real quick. This is what I mean. I imagine when this gets really rough, it's really cool, because that right is getting nice. It's getting to that point now where it's getting like cupped in a little bit, and so if you was to lean too far, it's just as dangerous as not leaning far enough. You know, your front end can tuck as well as go over the rut, and that's what I enjoy. And that rut, let's say we was in a proper race, that rut would get to the point where it gets so deep that it would end up being faster to change your line and probably go to the inside rather than around the outside. And is there a second right in this corner? There is. I just haven't been taking it the whole time. Yeah, overall, I'm really happy I found this track. It's such a such a hidden gem. I don't think many people know about it at all. So I'm happy to be able to bring it to your attention. Hopefully you guys give it a download, give it a try yourself, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've certainly enjoyed the track, so thank you, Rubes, for this. It's really nice creation. I'm probably going to have a scroll through the forums and try and download some more older tracks I've never heard of before, because say I've only been here in this community for a year or so now, so there's probably so many hidden gems I have no idea about that were probably all the rage at the time, and then people have kind of moved on to the next best thing. Yeah, that'll do it from me. Please do drop a like if you enjoyed the video. It helps out the channel so much, and drop a sub as well. On the road to 18.3 thousand subs. That number doesn't mean anything. Take for it what you wish. Yeah, that'll do it from me. Hope you have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is that you guys are up to, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Got bad shit all up in my mind right now. Fuck it, give me a minute and I'ma let it all out. I don't give a shit about an opinion, be another dimension when I wake up. Bitch, it's time to fill the cup. Got no fucking love, I feel so stuck on my luck. Get fucked.